Hello and welcome to episode 8 of PJ Church. Can you believe it's been 8 weeks already? Really missing you, but loving seeing all your videos and photos. So thank you for emailing me or sending those on Facebook. I really do enjoy seeing those on a Sunday afternoon. And also thank you to all of those amazing children who read a little bit of Psalm 46. I hope you'll be able to see that video today, and I know it's really going to bless all the people that watch it. It's a really, really powerful thing. So thank you so much. I was wondering maybe whether you could share it with your grandparents, maybe somebody that you know that isn't a Christian, maybe your school teacher. Have a think with your family about who you could send that YouTube link to today to bless them as well. But first of all, as normal at PJ Church, we're in our PJs and we're ready to play a game. So our game today is donkey racing, which I'm very excited about. I think I'm going to get some really good videos of this one today. And you need an even number of players playing. So if there's 4 of you, that'd be perfect. You can have 2 pairs. If there's 3 of you, you just have to choose 1 pair of people and then the other person will have to film. What a shame. So one person in your pair is going to be the donkey, and the other person in your pair is going to sit on your donkey, or you can lie on your donkey. I don't really mind how you do it, as long as that person is on the donkey. And then if there's 2 pairs in your family, you can have a donkey race to see who can be the fastest donkey and carrier. If there's only 1 pair, then maybe you could set up a little obstacle course for your donkey to see how quickly you can get around the obstacle course. I really can't wait to see what you come up with. Choose a donkey, choose a person to go on your donkey, and all will become clear later in the story. I hope you had great fun pretending to be donkeys. I really would love to see some videos and some photos of what you got up to, and I hope that nobody got injured, because that would be bad. I said that it would become clear in the story. I hope it does. This is the story of the Good Samaritan, read by Samuel.
A teacher of the law asked Jesus, "Teacher, what must I do to get life forever?" Jesus replied, "What is written in the law?" The man answered, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind. Also, love your neighbor as you love yourself." Jesus said to him, "You are right. Do this and you will have life forever." The man then asked Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" To answer this question, Jesus said, "A man was going down the road from Jerusalem to Jericho. Some robbers were lying in wait. They jumped out and attacked him. They tore off his clothes and beat him. Then they left him lying there almost dead. It happened that a Jewish priest was going down that road. The priest saw the injured man. What should he do? He walked by on the other side of the road. Next, a Levite came along the road. He went over and looked at the injured man. What should he do? He walked by on the other side of the road. Then a Samaritan came down the road. The Samaritan and the Jews did not normally talk to each other and worshipped at different places. The Samaritan saw the injured Jewish man and felt very sorry for him. What should he do? The Samaritan went to him and poured olive oil and wine on his wounds and bandaged them. He put the injured man on his own donkey and took him to an inn. At the inn, the Samaritan took care of the Jewish man. The next day, the Samaritan brought out 2 silver coins and gave them to the innkeeper. The Samaritan said, "Take care of this man. If you spend more money on him, I will pay it back to you when I come again." Then Jesus said, "Which one of these 3 men do you think was a neighbor to the man who was attacked by the robbers?" A teacher of the law answered, "The one who helped him." Jesus said to him, "Then go and do the same thing he did."
See, I told you, donkeys. He was carrying the injured man. Do you get it now? Excellent. So that is another absolutely brilliant story, another parable that Jesus told, which is a story to help us understand something. And I reckon you've probably heard that story before. It's one that we might learn in Sunday school, in Sunday groups, maybe even one that you've heard read to you at school in an assembly. But I wonder whether you've ever stopped and thought about who your neighbour is. Now, in the story, Jesus was really clear that he was telling the story so we would know who our neighbour is. And I wonder whether you've ever stopped and thought about who yours are. You might be there sitting thinking, well, I don't have any neighbours. I live in a house in the country. Lucky you. Or you might be there sitting thinking, yep, I've got that neighbour on that side. Then I've got that neighbour on that side. Shirley lives there. Dawn lives there. But actually, Jesus was talking about something much bigger, being a neighbour. He was actually talking about people that we don't necessarily even think of as friends. Not even people that necessarily live next door to us. Could you remember in that story, it was a Samaritan that helped the person. And in those days, it would be like somebody from a different sporting team helping their rival. Now, I'm not really into football, but my dad and my brother, one supported West Ham and one supported Tottenham. Apparently, those 2 things don't really match. And it would be like at a football match of those 2 rival teams, one person from one team going to help somebody from the other team. Now, you might be there sitting thinking, well, that's fine. I don't have any rivals. I don't really have any enemies. I don't have anyone I don't like. But I know in everybody's lives, there are people that are a bit more tricky to like. Maybe people that you can think of in your class that are a little bit irritating or annoying. I wonder whether Jesus would be thinking they were your neighbour. And you might be there thinking, well, it's okay, I'm let off the hook because there's no school at the moment. I can't help those people. I can't be kind to those people because I can't see them. But I wonder whether there's somebody in your mind now that you can think of that you could maybe send a message if you've got messaging on your school platforms, or maybe somebody that you know that might be feeling a bit sad that you could just send a picture to. If you're little and you can't write, pictures are a really, really lovely thing to send to people in the post. So in your family groups now, I want you to think of somebody that is your neighbour. It might be your next door neighbour, but it might be somebody maybe that you find a little bit more tricky to like. And if you've got any in your house, you can go and find a plaster. And I want you to write on that plaster that person's name, that neighbour's name. And as you do it, I want you to ask God to help you find a way to help that person. Maybe God would help you to bump into that person when you're on your exercise walk. Or maybe it's just that you could post a picture through their letterbox. Have a think in your families about one neighbour that you would like to love more and what you could do for them at the moment. We are really lucky today that the Rogers girls are going to show us what craft we're doing, so enjoy this.
Hi, it's Tabitha and Jemima here. We are going today to do our Helping Hands booklet. The story of the Good Samaritan teaches us to love your neighbour. So love other people, and that means everyone. For this craft, you'll need some colouring pencils or pens. You'll need any spare plasters you've got. They can look like anything. You need a pen, you need some scissors, and you can have a hole punch, or if you don't have one, you can just use your scissors, it's fine. Then you need 5 pieces of paper. Right, let's get to it. So, first of all, you need to draw around your partner's hand, or you can draw around your hand if you want to. This is a really fun craft to do, and we hope you'll like it. Sometimes your hands may go a bit silly, but that doesn't matter. You can just always restart again. I think your thumb went a bit bad, Mimi. There we go. That's perfect, and it did. Anyway, now you can either get a parent to come and help you cut out your hand if you need it. Ooh, maybe we will, Mimi. Or you can just do it yourself. I think we'll have a try. You can either draw your hand on every single piece of paper, but that will take a long time. So it's better if you just put your hand on one piece of paper, put them all together, and then gently cut your hand. So now you just need to put them together and either get your hole puncher or your scissors. If you are going to cut a hole, I would suggest getting a parent to help, but we're going to use the hole puncher. Need to punch it in the wrist. And there, you've got a hole. So, once you have hole punched your hands and cut around them, you then need to separate them and write down 5 things that you can do this week to help someone and show love to the people around you. Here are some examples we thought of. So, there's help with the cleaning, there's check on an elderly neighbour, and call someone that you think could be quite lonely whilst quarantine is on.
If you can't write, you can also draw a picture.
Also, on the front, write helping hands. Once you have written on your hands, you can tie them with some ribbon. Then you can add some really cute little decorations to your hands. We've used some cute panda plasters. On the back of your hands, you can put a verse from the Bible. We've chosen Love Your Neighbour by Luke 10:27. I would so recommend this verse. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this craft. Bye!
Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of PJ Church. I hope you've had a wonderful time. Don't forget that if you would like to be in PJ Church reading a story or explaining the craft, then get in contact with me. I'd really love to have some help filming different bits of PJ Church. And also just to say, I hope you've seen on the website and on our Facebook pages, but there's loads of different things for you to do. There's 3 different booklets out at the moment that we've produced for you. So there's one which is a family activity booklet based on the I Ams of Jesus. So that's for you to do all as a family. There's another one which is a puzzle book for primary school aged children. So there's lots of mazes and colouring in and word searches that you can do by yourself just to chill out a bit. And the third one is a toddler book. We've put together a toddler playbook so you can think about some Bible stories whilst playing at the same time. So do check out the website or the Facebook page, or email me if you'd like the links for those. Hope you have an absolutely wonderful week, and I can't wait to see you all again soon.